So the Celtic salt, it contains 82 minerals. How come not 92? Some are in such pico proportions, barely measurable, that it's inevitable that a few are lost. See, these two minerals are so harsh, they need all the other minerals to soften them or buffer them. And one of the values of the Celtic salt is that it contains 3 magnesiums. And that's why it's so moist, because magnesium is a water-hungry molecule. And that's why the true Celtic salt will always be wet. Have you noticed how wet it is? That's because it's got 3 magnesiums. And those magnesiums are helping to hold the other minerals in suspension inside the crystals. Even to the point that in parts per million amounts, there's even iodine in there. Iodine. When the seas crashes, the iodine goes into suspension and floats across and lands on the land. And that's why vegetables and fruits that are grown in coastal areas, they do have traces of iodine in them. But the hand-harvested sea salt that is usually dried quite quickly, because as I mentioned the other day, you've got these peninsulas like this, and you've got all the salt flats are all in the peninsula, and so the wind and the sun rushes past that, and they're dried sometimes in 24 hours and then harvested. And what that does, that helps to retain the iodine in micro amounts in those little crystals. So when you crunch the crystal in your mouth, you're releasing those gases, those mineral gases. We don't need much iodine, but when you have a crystal of Celtic salt with every glass of water and do that crunch before you have your water, you're getting consistent, tiny amounts of iodine, but that's all we need.